Yo guys, it's Josh. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to be talking about morning routine and how I was a night owl for pretty much my entire life and I was able to change that. I became a morning person eventually to pretty much 19 years of staying up late, I guess. So essentially we were in lockdown. It was 2021 in Melbourne and life really sucked here. If you lived in Melbourne, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I was staying up really late. I was probably up till 2, 3 in the morning playing video games. While I was playing video games, I was purging on snacks, eating terribly. My skin looked horrible. I had acne. I looked pale. And I didn't look good. I had put on a bit of weight. And one day I looked at myself in the mirror and I just thought, well, the only way I can change this is by doing the complete opposite. If I continue to live like this, well, it's just going to get worse. I'm going to look even worse in a year's time. So what I ended up doing was the complete extreme. And I don't know how I managed to do this because it can take a bit of time to get into these routines. But one day I just thought, all right, well, you're staying up till 2, 3 in the morning every night. Maybe you need to get up at 5:30 in the morning and just start your day then. So one day, set the alarm for 5:30 and I remember going to bed that night around 11, 12. Couldn't sleep, was dreading my alarm, but the alarm went off and I just knew that I needed to get up because I had to change my life essentially. And I decided that I needed to do some form of exercise. At the time, gyms were shut in Melbourne because of lockdown and all that. And I thought, well, if I want to burn some fat, I can start running. And I set myself a target, and I thought it was a very reasonable target to start with. It was just do a 3K run around the block and try and do it in under 20 minutes. And I remember going outside that morning. I was freezing cold. It was so cold, and I remember getting through the first K of the run and it took me ages because I was just not conditioned to running at all and it was so cold. And I just thought, wow, like you got a lot of work to do. You got a long way to go. But I got through that run and I felt great towards, like when I finished, I felt awesome. And I just thought, wow, like that has brought me more happiness and I feel like I've achieved something more than I have during playing any video game or anything like that. So I just thought, all right, we got to do this again tomorrow. And I did that and I did it for about a good month and a half. And it was, honestly, I felt awesome like by the end of it and it changed my life. I lost a lot of weight. I then started realizing that I just didn't want to spend my life playing video games and I started actually, rather than during the day when I wasn't working, which at the time it was just a casual job at a supermarket, but I would go outside and I'd go for walks and, being a 19-year-old, I didn't really have any idea what I wanted to do with my life, especially given the circumstances of a lockdown, but I found myself doing more things outside and I just became so much happier. And that was a small change I made and it was not difficult. And I think, honestly, getting up in the morning, it's easy. Honestly, all you have to do is the first 3 days will suck because your body clock needs to adjust. But once you get your 7, 8 hours and you go on to bed around maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock and you're getting up at 5, then it's easy. You just need to get your body clock set. I think as well, routine and all that, it is important because it's like it needs to be treated as a ritual. I treat my morning as a ritual, as ridiculous as that sounds, but the most successful people I know, they treat their morning as a ritual. And as someone that wants to be successful and all that, well, of course, I'm going to mirror what the most successful people are doing. So I think that's what sets apart the top 1% from the bottom 99%. It's pretty clear in my opinion. But yeah, I think routine also does need to suit your life and your goals and what you're doing, because I also understand that not every person, their work life and structure might not give them that window to start your day at 5 a.m. or anything like that. But even if your routine doesn't provide that, I still think the best way to start your day is by doing any form of exercise, and then, just being active nice and early, and then engaging in a good brekkie, kickstart your day, have your vitamins, whatever you want to take, probiotics, prebiotics, and then just get into whatever you need to do. I reckon that's the best way to start the day. Now, instead of doing running, I've been going to the gym a bit more, just because my fitness goals and all that have changed. But I reckon even if it's a walk, if you can't run, go for a walk. Like, there's no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse, and you'll only find excuses if you want to find them. But if you look for the reasons that you should be exercising and all that, you'll find them. It all comes down to discipline and how much you want it. And I think it's a very simple answer for someone like me, being a 19-year-old back in 2021 who wasn't very happy with my life. Well, I knew I needed to make some changes, and I made the appropriate changes, and then bang, I was happy and things happened, So now I'm just sticking to my routine. I like to get up at 5, go to the gym, listen to a bit of music or a potty, whatever's going on, and just sort of get ready for the day. Go home, have a coffee, and then just set up, see what the day ahead has to present itself. But yeah, that's my thoughts on, well, that's how I changed my life and became a morning person and all that, because I just knew that it wasn't sustainable to live the life I was living, playing video games, eating unhealthy and all that. It just wasn't sustainable. So I think if you're in a similar position to what I was 4 years ago, it really doesn't require much work aside from the mental discipline of just doing what you think you have to do. And the answer is very clear. Just do it, Don't think about it. The alarm goes, don't moan, don't groan. Just get up. It's so easy. But yeah, that's my thoughts on all that. And I'll expand upon this further in another video, but just wanted to get one out. So thank you all for watching. Have a great arvo or evening, whenever you're watching this. And I'll catch you in the next one. So adios. Cheers.